Hello everyone, welcome to Trade. Today we're going to be seeing the Nifty and Banknifty analysis for 5th Thursday, the first expiry of this year. Before that, we'll just have a quick review of what happened today, how we could have traded, and see the possible levels for tomorrow. See, this is the analysis that we had from past few videos. Yesterday I could not make a video, but from past few videos we had this resistance zone at about 33,480 or on 33,400 and this black trend line, right? Even in my previous videos I did mention that if this black trend line breaks, probably we could get a slip on the downside. So as soon as the market opened today, okay, it opened with a pretty strong candle above this resistance zone that we had marked. We made a high of 43,570. okay, definitely I was planning to go on the call side because this was a nice break, right? Nice break with some good volume. We are breaking out of this resistance, so definitely I was thinking of going on the long side, but all that we were waiting for is just to see if this CPR R1 breaks. This is the CPR indicator. It's available in the indicator. Just type in CPR, you will find many indicators. So the moment I saw this R1, I was like, let this R1 break out, then probably I'll take a scalp until R2, or let's see how it goes. First let the R1 break, but not even a wick, just a wick went above it. If I shift to a 5-minute chart, you can see there was a nice doji and we started slipping, and that's when we decided it's time to, at least if not break of this trend line, probably from R1 we could come until this trend line. Like, see, previously we have taken support 1, 2, 3. Even yesterday we took support at this trend line, and the 4th time we are coming here. So our first target was this black trend line, and if this breaks we could get a further dip. So on the 5-minute chart, when we broke down this black trend line, right, that's when we decided that we are going to get a good dip and probably we can stay in the trade. And we shared pretty much the same thing even in our group. See, this is what we shared, that if the black trend line breaks, we can expect a down move, and the down move came nicely. And as expected, we were expecting a target of 42,900. And why is that? See, firstly, why we were expecting this target is there was some support over here, right? This, because of this price action, there was some support. Plus, if I add the monthly and the weekly CPR, now the chart will look messy, so I'm going to put off the weekly pivots and just keep the monthly pivots first. And then see, we had this X mark is the monthly pivot, monthly CPR pivot. So we had this monthly pivot, right? So that's the reason we were kind of we had a view that once it hits the monthly pivot, there will be some reversal, so Bank Nifty can take a pause here. We shared the same thing over here, that see, we have the monthly and the weekly CPR as marked in the chart above. Bank Nifty could take some support here. So this is what we had shared in the live data. This is the monthly CPR and the weekly CPR. Let me just put on. See, when you put on all the CPRs, the chart will look a little messy. So I'm just going to put off the monthly CPR and use the weekly CPR. And you see, again, the weekly CPR and the monthly CPR is pretty close, right? So we were expecting some kind of a halt at this level, 42,850. We beautifully halted there, bounced, retested this previous day low, and again got a nice dip, right? But today, whenever a structure like this breaks, see, one thing we can say is this is like a triangle breakdown. There was also kind of a rising wedge pattern that was breaking down, right? So the moment this type of a bigger structure, because this trend line was pretty strong support for a few days, right? 4-5 days we have taken support on this trend. The moment this trend line broke, we just stayed in the trade. Like, this is when we have to stay in a trade like this, when a bigger structure breaks. So if you just see, we never even once thought of going on the call side. Even this bounce we waited and probably squared off at the end of the day. See, we kind of entered in the morning and closed our trade at about 250. That because it's almost the end of the day, how much more can we expect? So what we did is bought at 191, sold at 600. Not every day we get this type of a move, but yeah, whenever this kind of a structure breaks, we have to stay in the trade. Otherwise, usually you would have seen my trades, or it'll be only between the CPR levels, and it'll be a short scalping trade. Now, the next level of support for Bank Nifty on the downside is here. That is 42,500, the whole number. Basically, this entire zone can act as a good support zone. I'm going to mark it in green because previously also we have had a wick there. and even if that breaks, the bigger support is over here 41,600, and then we could probably take some intraday support over here, so I'm going to keep that in a lighter shade. See, as of now the structure is bearish, the market is bearish. It looks like we could, if this low breaks, we could test this level of 42,500 again, and let's see how it goes, because that's all because of kind of this big trend line broke and we came down. If you see tomorrow CPR, it is okay, it's not a very wide CPR, not a very narrow CPR as well. So we, because of today's move, we could be a little sideways tomorrow, but if the levels break, right, that is the previous day low, today's low breaks, probably will hit this 42,500 easily, and even if this breaks, then the next target would be 42,100 and 41,600. I'm not expecting such a big extended targets, but yeah, I would look to be on the short side, as it is weekly expiry. I would want to take some quick profits as well, and any trade on the upside now is only if 43,481 breaks. Until here we can get a bounce and a reversal, right? That is this resistance zone. If tomorrow, for by any chance, if we break out of this, definitely we will try to trade on the long side. And even the option chain is supporting that. The option data, if you see the change in oil, a lot of put writing came and a lot of call writing, a lot of resistance has come in, all put writing have exited. Some, and if you see the overall open interest, even there we have some support at 43,000, but yeah, a lot of call writing and support. The first level of big support is only at 42,500. So that is with Bank Nifty. It was pretty good, and if anybody wants to join this group, the link is there below in the description. You can join. We keep sharing this intraday analysis like this. Whenever we find something based on CPR and something good, we keep sharing. Only indices, Nifty and Bank Nifty. We won't share anything with respect to the stocks there. And Nifty also had a breakdown of this trend line. We had a nice trend line from past few days. We broke down. Once this type of a trend line breaks, it's kind of obvious that we will hit the next low. We even broke that, and so for tomorrow, if this level breaks, right, that is 18,000 exact, we have a strong support over here. If this breaks, probably we can see levels of 17,920, and even if that breaks, we can see a level of 17,800. And any trade on the upside in Nifty would be only if kind of this level breaks, 18,120. Maybe we can go a little bit higher. So this is for tomorrow. Let's see how it goes. Hope we can make some money. I'll be sharing whatever I can share in our group here.